Good morning, my name is Todd Williamson. I'm the branch manager at the Milton Library. Today is Monday, April 12th, and it is Drop Everything and Read Day. DEAR, or Drop Everything and Read, is a time in schools and at homes when you just read and enjoy any book that you want, just for the pleasure of reading, and of course, with no questions asked, and the possibility of no school assignments like a book report given to you. We celebrate Drop Everything and Read on April 12th because it is the birthday of beloved children's author Beverly Cleary, who just recently passed away. Drop Everything and Read is a concept that was referenced in Beverly Cleary's book, Ramona, Quimby, age 8. It's in chapter 2, and I'll be reading an excerpt of that chapter today for us. This is a wonderful day, and we hope you enjoy the day with us as we drop everything around the Fulton County Library System and just read for the pleasure. Drop Everything and Read partners with HarperCollins Publishers, which is the publisher of Beverly Cleary's novels and books, Newspaper Association of America's Foundation, the American Library Association, the National Education Association as well. All these wonderful partners help celebrate Drop Everything and Read every year on April 12th. And we encourage you to take 30 minutes today and just put aside all distractions and just drop everything and read. So here's our chapter today. Just a quick excerpt from Ramona, Quimby, age 8, chapter 2, where at first Drop Everything and Read is introduced to us. So this book was published, let me look to see when this was published. Originally published in 1981. So this is chapter 2, At Howie's House. "Now be nice to Willa Jean," said Mrs. Quimby as she handed Ramona her lunchbox. Grown-ups often forget that no child likes to be ordered to be nice to another child. Ramona made a face. "Mother, do you have to say that every single morning?" she asked in exasperation. And deep down inside, where she hid her darkest secrets, Ramona sometimes longed to be horrid to Willa Jean. Okay, I'll try to remember," said Mrs. Quimby with a little laugh. "I know it isn't easy." She kissed Ramona and said, "Cheer up and run along or you'll miss your bus." Being a member of the Quimby family in the 3rd grade was harder than Ramona had expected. Her father was often tired, in a hurry, or studying on the dining room table, which meant that no one could disturb him by watching television. And at school, she was still not sure how she felt about Mrs. Whaley. Liking a teacher was important, Ramona had discovered when she was in the 1st grade. And even though her family understood Ramona, still dreaded that part of the day spent at Howie's house in the company of Mrs. Kemp and Willa Jean. Those were the bad parts of 3rd grade. There were good parts too. Ramona even enjoyed riding the bus to school, and she enjoyed keeping Yard Ape from getting the best of her. Then another good part of the 3rd grade began, the 2nd week of school. Just before her class was to make its weekly visit to the school library, Mrs. Whaley announced, "Today, from now on, we are going to have sustained silent reading every day." Ramona liked the sound of sustained silent reading, even though she was not sure what it meant, because it sounded important. Mrs. Whaley continued, "This means that every day after lunch, we are going to sit at our desk and read silently to ourselves any book we choose from the library." "Even mysteries?" someone asked. "Even mysteries," said Mrs. Whaley. "Do we have to give book reports on what we read?" asked one suspicious member of the class. No book reports on your sustained silent reading books," Mrs. Whaley promised the class. Then she went on, "I don't think sustained silent reading sounds very interesting, so I think we'll call it something else." Here, she printed 4 big letters on the blackboard, and she pointed the rest out. DEAR. Can someone guess what these letters stand for? The class thought and thought. "Do everything all right," suggested someone. A good thought, but not the right answer. "Don't eat a reader," suggested Yard Ape. Mrs. Whaley laughed and told him to try again. As Ramona thought, she stared out the window at the blue sky, the treetops, and in the distance the snow-capped peak of Mount Hood, looking like a giant licked ice cream cone. R could stand for run, and A for and. "Drop everything and run," Ramona burst out. Mrs. Whaley, who was not the sort of teacher who expected everyone to raise a hand before speaking, laughed and said, "Almost right, Ramona, but have you forgotten what we're talking about? We're talking about reading." "Drop everything and read," chorused the rest of the class, and Ramona, she felt silly. She should have thought of that herself. Ramona decided that she preferred sustained silent reading to dear because it sounded more grown up. When the time came for everyone to drop everything and read, she sat quietly doing her sustained silent reading. How peaceful it was to be left alone in school. She could read without trying to hide her book under her desk or behind a bigger book. She was not expected to write a list of words she did not know, so she could figure them out by skipping and guessing. Mrs. Whaley did not expect the class to write summaries of what they had read either, so she did not have to choose an easy book to make sure she would get her summary right. Now, if Mrs. Whaley would leave her alone to draw too, school would be almost perfect. Yes, sustained silent reading was the best part of the day. Howie and Ramona talked it over after school and agreed as they walked from the bus to his house. They found two of the new friends he had made at Cedarhurst School, waiting with their bicycles. Ramona sat on the Kemp's front steps, her arms clasped around her knees, her sustained silent reading book of fairy tales beside her, and looked with longing at the boys' two bicycles, while Howie wheeled his bicycle out of the garage. Because Howie was kind and because Ramona was his friend, he asked, "Ramona, would you like to ride my bicycle to the corner and back?" Would she? Ramona jumped up, eager to take a turn. "Just once," said Howie, and Ramona mounted the bicycle, and while the three boys silently watched, teetered and wobbled to the corner without falling off. And that was our introduction to Drop Everything and Read, initially brought to our attention in Ramona Quimby, age 8, by author Beverly Cleary. I hope you enjoyed my quick reading today. Join us throughout the day as we, the library staff at the Fulton County Library System, drop everything and read parts and excerpts of books throughout the day. Thanks. Have a great day.